At this time, we'll take all electronics and we put them on battery reserve. Make sure you turn them on silence and do not disturb until after class. Personal apartment. Okay, okay, wake up. Welcome, welcome, wake up. Welcome to the General Assembly, Church of the Firstborn. I give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh God, that's the word about Jesus Christ. All right? So those of you that are coming, make sure that you please hit that like button and also share. Okay? Take a moment to share that video. Invite your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your cousin, uncle, nephew, and niece. Come on, y'all put some smiles on those faces. Time to be spiritual. This is what we've been waiting for. The Sabbath, the day of rest, fellowship, brotherly and sisterly love, all of that. We've been waiting for this. All right, now, all right. All praises to the Most High and His only begotten Son, whom the world calls Jesus Christ. Okay, all praises to the Most High and Yahweh Shai. Okay, we say Yahweh Shai, that's the Hebrew pronunciation for the Messiah. So we have a high holy day that the Lord said that we, through the Spirit, are supposed to commemorate. And that day is called the Day of Simon. So we're going to read about Simon and his acts, and we're going to first start off in the book of First Maccabees, the 13th chapter, on what some of the wonderful works and acts that this fellow brother in his lifetime, what he did. Now, as Simon grew up under his brothers, with his brothers and under his parents, Father Mattathias, I'm sure that Simon didn't say, when I grow up, I am going to do this, that, or the other. But naturally, what ended up happening? Naturally, the Most High came in and took over and did with Simon what he wanted to do with him, right? So our books are open and we're searching for the book of First Maccabees, the 13th chapter. So just like with you don't know what the Lord is going to do with you. How you doing is just growing in this truth, learning the knowledge and coming to the understanding of being able to rightly divide what you should do and what you shouldn't do. I think that's one of the principal things. A lot of people, they try to seek to understand the scriptures before they can rightly divide what they supposed to do and what they not supposed to do for themselves first. There's hope, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell you, let me do something. I'm gonna go and open that door and pop the screen door open to get some airflow in here for the guys. Okay. All right. So first Maccabees 13:1. Now when Simon heard that Tryphon had gathered together a great host to invade the land of Judea and to destroy it. Let's see what he did. And saw that the people were in great trembling and fear. He went up to Jerusalem and gathered the people together and gave them exhortation. So let's put yourself in Simon's position. Yeah, put yourself in Simon's position. What are you doing? This is, give your people exhortation. You see trembling, you hear fear, you hear their concerns, things like that. It's made me think about something that happened today. And brothers, take note. Remember the guy out there, he said he didn't believe in Christ. There's a guy out there said he was the devil, he didn't believe in Christ. He fell to pieces right in front of us. He just erupted without anybody provoking him or making him do what he did. I mean, it's like a child take a toy apart. He ripped the head off in both arms. He tore the arms and the legs off. This guy really fell apart in front of us. And when we finished exhorting him, the guy was shaking all our hands and giving us all a hug. So, but I understand that his blasphemy and his lack of
faith or belief came from oppression, because Nahum quoted the precept to him. Hey man, I understand that oppression make a wise man mad. The guy where he literally went mad in front of us. But he humbled himself and agreed. We came to some agrees. We didn't, at the end of it, we wasn't hugging Satan. We was hugging a broken person. And he was exhorted. He took the exhortation, at the time, whether he go do it or not, it's his life to choose. But when you see our people like that, you have to exhort them. That's why I'm just kind of dialoguing on this. So Simon likewise gave them exhortation, saying, Ye yourselves know what great things I and my brethren in my father's house. This is a beautiful thing. This is what the Most High did in this earth. And it'd be a beautiful thing to see it happen again. What's so unique about this? This is the Son acknowledging that his father's house was joined hard unto the truth. It's the same thing as when I be telling brothers not to just deal with anybody. Sisters, I love you all the same. Don't just pull anybody, attach yourself to anybody in your life. You're going to put shame on yourself. Everybody that you meet is going to be a complete stranger at one shape, form, or fashion. And you're going to only get to know them by some type of communication. So you still got to live your best life by being the best person for yourself that you can be. Now, I wonder if that's going to, resonate with you, or your affections and your emotions are going to clog your judgment and you're going to hurt yourself. Because at the end of the day, they'll show you that they was just that stranger when they abandoned you, after they've used you, misused you, abused you, forsook you, and didn't live up to what they said they would be. Then you will see that stranger return back into the stranger, and that ain't the person that you thought you knew. So the Lord care for you too. So make good choices to where you're going to be proud of the choices that you have made, to where you can be like, I'm a part of a household. This guy was like, what great things I and my brethren in my father's house have done for the laws and for the sanctuary. You want to be able to birth a nation. You want to be able to bring forth us and be in the midst. Since now you youngster, you ain't children no more. Yeah, babies no more. Someday you are going to be the strength and backbone and the support system inside of a house. Even though you ain't leading and guiding like that in the capacity of a man and ruling like a man, your input and intake is just as important to where men can't say, I have no need of you, because you do have a say. So the Most High has given you some insight on what your job is going to be inside of that household, inside of that. So you can't just get caught up into anything, is where I'm alluding to. I know I'm using a lot of words, but you can't just get caught up in anything. You can't just get, you're supposed to be, I ain't destined for anybody. Just anybody, because he like you. You don't just go after somebody, let somebody come after you because, they like you. This is the guy that's interested in you. You know how many people gonna like you throughout your lifetime as a woman? Everybody that see you gonna like you. That ain't who and do great things because they like you. If that's what you think, then you still don't understand yet. You still in your flesh. Because he like you? How are people gonna like you? Liking you don't mean it's meant to be. So it's not just for men. This measuring stick, this quality, this amazing quality of life is not just for men, but it's for women. You don't have to just get into a situation and go along with the flow. I'm just gonna go along with it because I liked it. I mean, he said this and not that. You gonna ruin yourself and be a stat. Please don't do yourself like that, daughters. Because you got somebody that's telling you, I'm telling you that you're greater than that. You're better than that. I'm telling you that. You have a choice, but that choice, it means choose wisely. It don't mean just make a choice. That's the difference with the choice that you have. So it says, you yourselves know what great things I and my brethren and my father's house have done for the laws and the sanctuaries. You want to be a part of a great family. And if you want to be a part of the great family, that's going to take some hard. Also, look at that. How would you like to, you as a woman, how would you like to be like, man, my family is out there fighting the battles of our. We sit up there and we always look at Black activists and we be like, man, that was something positive they did. They're strong, they're knowledgeable. And a lot of times you think that they are smarter than you. It's not that they're smarter than you. They made a different choice than you made. They made a choice that enhanced their faith in what they believe in, because it's a little bit of activists in all of us. That's why we sit in here. Now we just have to be proactive, and we also need that counterpart to help bring it out of us. Okay? So the battles also and the troubles which we have seen, by reason whereof all my brethren are slain for Israel's sake, and I am left alone. So he was the last surviving brother. I've read this several times, and when I read how Judas got killed, I wept. Literally, in my spirit and physically, reading it, I was so sad. Because Judas was a beast. And he fought and he fought. And the Most High let him get killed. It was just his time. That's all. It was just his time. But you would rather live a life that's worthy to call a life than to live something that afterwards you're going to see judgment for, and it's going to be long forgotten. Because if we live a life that's wicked, our life going to be forgotten. Nobody is going to remember you. Nobody is going to speak of you and talk about you. But be a great grandfather. Be a grandfather that stood up for righteousness. And you sacrifice your all and you put in the work. In order to do that, you're going to have to sacrifice. You can't steady have your mind about the world and the streets, the ins and the T and the outs and the fashions and this and that. You got to be about exhortation, the great things, the laws, the sanctuary, the battles, because you pouring that into the first church, which is your house. You're teaching your house, and your house is going to talk about what you did as a grandfather. Now I'm talking to you fathers. As a mother, your house is going to talk about what you did as a grandmother. Like Timothy's grandmother. She was spoken about because she gave up all of that and poured into her children and her children's children. Her name was Lois. She's never going to be forgotten. She did a huge job. Hats off, kudos, all praises, whatever it is we want to say about people that do a good job. Their name lives forever. It don't die. If that's what we want, we can't hold on to our way, our thought process, and our will, and still think it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's only one way. That's to let that world go and to make these sacrifices that it takes. That's what made great people. And that's what I see sitting before me. Now, you don't see your greatness, but it's there and it's coming. It's in your years in front of you. You don't have to rush it, because these years and these days, They ain't never coming back. So enjoy the moment. Take time to enjoy today while it is called today. Tomorrow shall take care of itself. But the things that you choose today will shape and fashion tomorrow and your future. But just make it about this truth. That's what Simon did. Make it about the Father, the Most High, and what He wants from you as a person. Verse 5, now therefore be it far from me that I should spare my own life in any time of trouble. He didn't run for the hills. He didn't say, I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do what I want to do. He didn't say that. He said, I'm not going to spare my own life, for I am no better than any of my brethren. I'm going to do what they did. Doubtless I will avenge my nation. He said, don't even think twice about it, without a doubt. So we have to be like, I'm going to do something about the current state of what we see. No, you can't pick up some type of arms and go to war. That's not what we're talking about. But you know what you can do, sisters? You can keep that head cover on. You can fashion yourself with a godly fashion about you. And you can destroy every evil image that arises against you, so that you are blameless, without flaw, without fault. You flawlessly. And now present yourself a living sacrifice according to the scriptures in Romans chapter 12. Present yourself a living sacrifice and say, see, this is what God wants a woman to be like. As a man, same thing. You're not asked to pick up arms and go fight and go to war, but you can make yourself a living sacrifice to the point to where you can say, this is what the Most High wants. And I'm going to teach you something. Instead of trying to understand everything that you go through, try to survive the experiences that you go through, because the Lord is not going to answer you pertaining to everything that you're trying to understand. Your job is to endure. It says, blessed is the man that endured temptation. Now we try to get understanding, but oftentimes nobody in here has a complete understanding of everything that they're going through or they've been through. Not even me. Nobody has a complete understanding about the path. Lord, why did you choose this path for me to go through? Nobody knows that. But we give honor because we were able to mentally and spiritually and emotionally and even physically recover from some of those things. And in that, the wisdom that we claim is, I did this and I did that. I did this and I did that. So you have to remember that, and you have to be willing to go all in pertaining to that, because you're going to run into other people that's fighting that same war. And they come unglued because they don't understand. Brother, you ain't going to understand that. But what you can do is you can survive. It's not going to break you. It's actually going to make you stronger. Now let that go and put that down and stop wrestling with the Lord, because he don't owe you the explanation that you think he owe you. So we have our own process and time of life that we have to be infused, and we put in the midst of our people. Then it was physical. Now it's spiritual. Because we're not sent to fight that war, that physical battle like that. Our thing is spiritual. Do we all understand that? So you have to arm yourself spiritually. And one of the most powerful and greatest weapons for you to have is a brother or a sister. That's one of the most biggest things. That's a bazooka. That's a missile. That's right. That's a missile, man. You down on your luck, or you down in your mind, that faithful friend gonna come around and inspire you, electrify you. Sometimes I go through so many things. I feel like I need electrocuted. Like where my friend at? Hit me with that. You know what I'm saying? Show me something. Tell me something. Just your process, your smile, you know. Do you know what? I can get the shock that I need by just looking at the brother, looking at the fellowship, because I'm not looking at them like, oh, y'all ain't nothing. These is just some dudes. No. So the leaders, man, these are the people that's gonna run the Most High's world. They can do great, massive things. So you know what that do? When I'm down, lift me up. Sometimes you ain't got to say nothing. I just look at brother and say, wow, it's powerful. Before I start speaking, I did that. I looked down and just left and to the right and saw the brothers. Y'all don't even understand how I esteem you, man. I looked and I said, man, that's powerful. Whew. That's powerful. Just to look at the brothers. And that charged me, supercharged me, energized me. Find what energizes you. But it should be in this truth. Okay? So, with the book of First Maccabees, chapter 13, 6, doubtless I will avenge my own nation. I will avenge my nation and the sanctuary. And in our time, what does that mean? We're going to do something about the lies. We're going to speak the truth, right? I'm going to avenge. I'm going to speak the truth. I'm going to make the truth be known, right? Okay. And our wives, people need to start dealing with our women, right? Right? Men need to start dealing with sisters need to carry themselves, right? That's how you avenge. And our children are special. Not just somebody who can run, shoot a ball, swing a bat, or sell candy. For all the heat to destroy us of this very malice. What malice? Lies and wickedness. Today, to show you that this is spiritual, today let's show the malice. Go to 1 Peter 4. Because people think that the nations they don't do nothing wrong to us other than just make us pay bills, and everybody have got to pay bills. Well, let's see. 1 Peter 4 and verse 1, and so much then as Christ have suffered for us in the flesh. How did he suffer for us in the flesh? By turning down sin. Arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. And I tell you what, you begin to turn down sin, and then you'll be able to understand the sufferings. Because you might look at the Christ and might be like, that ain't no suffering right there. That's Jesus. So she'll be saying that. We'll be calling him, that's Jesus. That ain't no suffering. He didn't do no suffering. I'll tell you what, if you want to know the sufferings, deny yourself. Go through your food and micromanage your food. Go through your friends list and micromanage your friends list. Micro, that means go down to a dust speck with a fine-tooth comb. What about the places that you frequent, that you visit? What about the videos that you look at? What about the music that you listen to? What about the drugs that you take? What about the consumption of alcohol that you overconsume? What about your lover? So now you take all of that stuff away, allow you to go crazy. You can't handle taking those things out of your life. When we supervise our children, people think that something is wrong with us. I saw this little video earlier today. What's the lady name? Crocodile or so. What's her name? What's this girl's name? Oh, Lord. She said her mother she was on the Shay Shay show. She said her mother brought her up in a house where they didn't keep holidays because it was pagan. She said, gorilla. She said, low girl. Well, I gotta call it gorilla. Keep it going. She said her mama brought her up. She said, my mama know the Bible from top to bottom. So she's saying how them sitting there looking at how she turned out. Yeah, Glorilla. Okay, whatever that is, I don't know, But she's sitting there saying how it turned out. Her mother kept her, which mom was right. Kind of find out mom right. They couldn't eat this type of food. They couldn't eat that type of food. They couldn't keep Christmas and Thanksgiving. They were pagan. They didn't do nothing. But now she's somebody, is so-called somebody in this earth, and she does any and everything that she wants to do. So let's get back to it. Try to keep yourself from that. You're going to be suffering. You're going to be suffering. So Christ suffered too by doing no sin. He saw it. For he that have suffered in the flesh have ceased from sin. That's 1 Peter 4:1. Everybody that's suffering, that means you stop sinning. Everybody that's not suffering, that means you're in the midst of your sin. You still doing whatever it is you want to do. And feeling guilty, that's not the sufferings right there. The Bible is talking about feeling guilty. Suffering is that you going without it. You know how you starving, like you fasting and and you hurting because you refrained yourself from that. That's the suffering right there. So when you refrain yourself from some of the things that I'm talking about, that's suffering. Not that you laid down with somebody, I shouldn't have laid down, I feel bad. You got high, you smoked that drug, or you snorted some drugs, you got high with somebody. Oh, I know I did the wrong thing. I shouldn't be getting high. You started a fight. I shouldn't have fought. And now you feel bad. That's not the suffering that this is talking about. Okay? That's guilt. It says that he should no longer live the rest of his time in the flesh according to the lusts of men, but to the will of God. So this is talking about a person, not Christ. We should no longer live the rest of our time while we are alive in our bodies to the lust of men. What is the lust of men? You see men doing it and now you want to do it. You think it's cool or you think it's acceptable. Men don't set the tone on what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. You're going to choose what God is going to judge you by based upon what somebody else told you. Or based upon what you see the success of someone else. That's not how we gauge and measure what the Lord is going to do, how he is going to evaluate a situation. That's a soft word that I said evaluate, but the true word is judge. The Lord is going to evaluate you based upon the scriptures, not based upon this person is doing that and they getting away with it. Not that way. He's going to open up his book. And he's going to judge you out of the law that tells you not to do it. And he knows if you knew better or not. Like you can fool me. You say, I ain't know that was the truth. I ain't know that was you can tell me that. You know, it's hard to look somebody in the face and tell them they lying. That ain't an easy thing to do. So we try not to do that. Yeah, we try not to do that. So we go with the flow and say, oh, okay. But I deep down inside, it's like something is screwy is going on around here. That's my Ever Fudd little cartoon the baby be watching, right? Something is screwy going on. Something ain't right. We could do each other like that, but you know who you can't do like that? The Lord. You can't hide your sin from him. Darkness is as light to him. He sees it all. He know everything. He gonna judge you according to that. That's why we got to stop fearing each other so much to where our shame and our embarrassment, we're covering and hiding it from other people that we know. But your shame is wide open to the Lord. Oh, wow. We're not the ones that can hurt you. We're the ones that can inspire and exhort you to be a better and different person. And a lot of times you hide it from us because you know that we're going to tell you not to sin. Yeah, we're going to tell you, no, you shouldn't do that. Don't do that. But yet you hide it from us. But you can't. And the person that you need to be trying to hide it from, you can't hide it. In a godly sense, how do you hide it? By not doing it. Stop doing it. You want a blessing from the Most High? I'm finna be as though I didn't do it at all. That's how I had to do it. I was a big time sinner. All my sins reached to heaven. Toward the Most High was just talking to me in my head and never stopped talking. I sinned so much and so bad. I didn't know right from wrong based upon what I know now. I did a lot of crying. I did a lot of repenting. I felt super bad because he showed me. So once the Most High begins to show you, you're going to have to change. You can't man up. I'm going to keep doing it anyway and God talking to you in your head. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. It ain't going to be, regardless of what you see in front of you, at the end of the day, God caught you. So I live a life like right now, why do anything? I'm caught. You can search me. I'm exact, baby. I wish we all can say that with that pride, with that self-confidence. You can search me. I'm exact, baby. Do the research. Look at my phone. Look at my drawer. Look at my car. Look under the what? This is old school. I'm gonna say look under the heels of the shoes. Brother, you ever hear phone numbers under your soles in the shoes? You see, I told you these guys like, no, I ain't never did that. Everybody in here looking, that's how I know God ain't put the fool here. No, he put the person that did everything times 10 that you already did. So trying to pull it over on me, all you doing is lying to me. That's all you doing, but I ain't the one that you need to lie to. I'm the person sent to help you. My wife gonna be at home looking under the shoe soles. Ain't nothing. Give me those shoes. I'm like, why is all my shoes so? What happened to hey, you know it be sealed, right? Why the seal broken? So 1 Peter 4. So we're supposed to be done with that. The lust of men, doing what we see people do. But it says, but to the will of God. For the time past of our life may suffice. Suffice means allowed us. Allow. It may allowed us to rock means work. Here's something that a lot of people you don't know, you tricked into doing it. It says the will of the Gentiles. What does that mean? That means that the Gentiles set in place something and you doing it and you don't even know that it's a setup trap. Let me tell you something that's a setup trap. All clubs, lounges, and bars. Watering holes, the trap. The Most High never wanted you revelance, party, and you going in shaking your tail feathers. Yeah. Yeah. That's their will though. They know this about it. That's just one. It's so many things that we naturally participate in and it goes against God. Another one, sports. That's right. So many people, a huge abundance of people. I was a sports fanatic. I playing sports. I started playing at about 7 years old. All the way up until I was in the truth. I was in the truth still playing sports. Trying to hold the integrity of the truth. Games be on the Sabbath day. I'm sitting on the. I was a starter. I'm sitting on the sideline, waiting for the Sabbath to be over before I would play. I'm like a holdout. Then when the Sabbath is over, then I'll play. Travel with the team going in to eat buffet, old country buffet. I'm sitting on the bus eating a cold lunch Carlison fixed for me. True story. But I can go into the scriptures and show you the Most High never meant for us to do any of that. That's the will of the Gentiles. The Gentiles set it up for themselves because they feel they free from God. But through envy of the devil, what do? We go forth and want to do the exact same things because if they doing it, we say, well, I can take the gifts that the Lord gives me, the talent of running, the talent of jumping, the talent of this, that, and the third, of singing and dancing, as far as the clubs, and there are many other things, and take those things and then go forth and participate in those things. And now it's sin to us. It's not a sin to run. No, it's not a sin to run. It's not a sin to sing. It's not a sin to drink alcohol. That's not the sin. But the environment that it creates makes it a sin. Okay? So, then it says, when we walked in lasciviousness. What is lasciviousness? You know that feeling that you look when you start looking and you like gaze and then you say, oh, that person, man, that person, fine, man, this and that. Oh, yeah. That desire right there. Who's creating that? Stylish clothes. Yeah, the nations is. The Gentiles is. Allowing themselves to dress like that. Change the title of panties and bras. How many sisters in here will forgive me? Come in here with your panties and bras on. None. But how many sisters in here, before you learn the truth, would go, I would like to see this, and the camera's on me, would go to the beach with a swimsuit on? Raise your hand, be honest. Panties and bras. See? But because they play semantics with words, they had you doing that. And the guys would see you dressed like that and go into a deep desire. And there were people that would even exercise, change their eating fashions so that they can fit the suit. Yeah, they would. Didn't R. Kelly call them summer bunnies? Because they would get right for the summertime. But wintertime, you doing whatever you want to do. Come summertime, come winter, come spring. Before spring, you start changing up, eating right, eating different, spinning, riding, walking on the treadmill, running on the treadmill, doing crunches and sit-ups and crunching on celery. You're doing all kind of stuff to get that body, putting that waist trainer on, beach body, causing lasciviousness. So who sparked all of this, man? The Gentiles. And so I know it's winded pertaining to this situation. This is what we are at war against. So your job as a female, as somebody to understand it. Somebody don't understand it, you planted a seed. It gave them something to think about. Keep it moving. You don't have to sit there and argue with the person on what's right and what's wrong according to the scriptures, and you need drug off from the scene. No, that's not what you need. You go look for somebody else while you are confirming the book, chapter, and the verse. As a woman, we're supposed to be, this Bible says, modest. You're supposed to be covered. Those are the actions and works of a harlot. This is not how we're supposed to be. Solomon talked about the attire of a harlot. And the attire of a harlot, I doubt if it was in her undergarments, it was still showing stuff. You don't have to have a split all the way up to your groin area. A split, see-through clothes, stuff like that. Will of the Gentiles. Those are the things as a woman you have to speak against. Okay, so let's see. Lust, excess of wine, bottles and bottles and cups, revelings, that's the partying right there, banquetings and abominable idolatries, etc., etc. So the point is the will of the Gentiles, the will of the Gentiles. Yes, sir. Why he asked this question, let's go to 1 Ezra 8.
This is a statement, just to, because Esau, he likes to whore out his women in the movies and stuff like that too. Like the Edomite woman, he used her and reused her in different scenes and stuff like that, and straight up just straight up whoring out the women. So yeah, for sure whore out our women.
First Ezra 8. And so remember 1 Peter 4:4. 1 Ezra 8:69 or 1 Ezra 8:68. Now when these things were done, the rulers came unto me and said, so this is the priest prophet Ezra who said that the rulers came to him and they talking to him about something. Let's hear what they said. The nation of Israel, the princes. So at this time, Israel had some royal estate about them. The priests and the Levites. So we had order. Have not put away from them the strange people of the land, nor the pollutions of the Gentiles. To wit, meaning I'm going to tell you who I'm talking about. Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites. So these are children of Ham. Moabites. We know who those are. These are the same ones that sell you orange chicken. Okay? They still there. They follow you no matter where you go and got you with the orange chicken. And who else? The ramen noodles. Yeah. The Egyptians, more branch of Ham, and Edomites. But let's go further. For both they and their sons have married with their daughters, and the holy seed is mixed. So is there a problem with having mixed? Obviously, according to the scriptures. But according to how nice somebody treats you, the answer would be no. So, but he treats me nice. And from the beginning of this matter, the rulers and the great men, meaning the princes, the Levites, the priests, The righteous guys have been partakers in this iniquity. Iniquity meaning sin. So it is a sin. Who in here didn't know that it was a sin? What about people online? Did you not know that it was a sin? Be honest. It was that you, as a woman, like Brad, it's a sin. Brothers, you like Nancy? That's a sin, brother. Now, do you treat, what's his name, Brad? Do you treat Brad and Nancy wrong? You sure?
Need their money.
You don't need their money. Yeah, you tripping hard. Shit, money gonna get you. Little Nancy got a whole bunch of it. A lot of these guys jump on board to that woman because of that money. They get sucked in and they be trapped. I saw a guy today. I played ball with him, and he was up under Nancy and a bunch of children. I said, "Oh man, I feel sorry for him." Like, that's the trap right there. Because life, you get intertwined, you get tired, and you get wrapped up. And now, when you see the child, you're like, "This is me. How could God? I don't want to serve a God that's gonna hate this and that's gonna not like that and that's gonna do this and that's gonna do that." You're talking from an emotional standpoint, but you're not talking about from somebody that has to run existence in all people. The Most High is about setting forth and keeping things in order. It's not about a person's individual feeling on how they think that he should be God. It doesn't work like that. And therefore, many people don't understand, and that's why they don't serve or nor follow the Most High God. Okay, so let's lose this and get back to Simon. The point was just showing you who the Gentiles was, because according to 1 Peter 4:4, it says that we were in their will. We be doing their will. And we don't even know it. The way that we dress. And a person might say, "Oh, what everything y'all got on those things." True. But there are some tasteful and respectful things. I mean, a shirt is just a shirt. It's not showing nipples. It's not showing our back cheeks. It's not showing our private parts. So that's the difference right there. In the situation that we're in, we could do better. That's all I'm trying to say.
So that was talking about the knowledge that we went into 1 Peter 4.
1 Peter 4 is talking about, remember we came from Maccabees 13. And so in Maccabees, what Simon was fighting, our fight is different. Our fight is like Christ's fight. We fighting a spiritual fight. So would you like to be, say for instance, a brute soldier or a commander that uses a strategy to fight a war? Well, so now let's just say we are the commanders that uses a strategy and technique to fight a war instead of using swords and bats and knives and guns. So our fight now, instead of it being on the forefront, ching, 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 now we got to use our spirit. We got to use our mind. And we still doing the same type of stuff that they were doing, because now we care for our people. So we're going in and we're showing the difference between what the Most High God wants according to the scriptures, what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. And so our people don't understand because they are under a trick. They've been tricked by the Gentiles. And so that's when I use 1 Peter 4 to explain certain things that got us, we naturally doing it, and we're tricked into doing it. Yeah, we tricked into doing it. How do I know? I've done it. 17 years old, I was going to a club. 18 years old, I was going to a club. All you gotta do is dress really nice, and go with somebody that might be an age group or a little bit older than you, and you get in. I think I was 19 years old going to a 30 and above club in another state, Illinois. That was all the wrong things to do. I wasn't doing drugs and I wasn't drinking, but I would go in there and eat and dance. So all of that's a trap. Now I don't want my 19-year-old to be like, see, you did it at 19. Now why can't I do it? God got a plan for everything. He got a plan for everything. So that's our fight, the will of the Gentiles. And we have our people. We want our people. We want our people to stop. We want our people to understand. So we speak and teach against that. That's our fight. That's why I went there. And so we came to Ezra 8 to put a name to those Gentiles. The Gentiles that got you tricked. That's got us tricked into doing things that we think it's supposed to be. All right, that's Club 54. That's Club. I don't know if it's a 54, but that's Club 54. Oh, that's Emerald City, or that's whatever it is. That's Party Town. Yeah, that's Magic City. Yeah. Yeah. So our fight is against that, because now we know better. Now the thing is, check this out. I'm gonna move forward. We don't going to go there, but 1 Timothy 2, it tells you no man that war does what? You can't get entangled. You got to be strong enough to where you can't get entangled. I'm not entangled. I won't get entangled in trying to help somebody see and understand that this is not what you're supposed to do. Will you? And if you somebody that can fall prey or get entangled with that environment, then you shouldn't be there. And I've had brothers tap out. I mean, we did a lot of work. I mean, we've done a lot of work, and it's a lot of work. Most High's will still on the schedule to do. We've had this spot right here in the everybody that's got something to show, come through there. And the roosters will be out there. They'll be out there strutting. They'll be out there strutting their stuff. And if you're not looking at it as shame on you, and hey, look, you ain't be like this, is that and the third, so on and so forth, man, you get sucked into it. You looking at the roost, you like, okay, well, I see. Well, we're gonna go down. We're gonna go down where our people are drunk. They, not mockery, but they homeless, they drunk, they on, they hard time. It's not so much savory. We can't put you out there where the youngsters is strutting their stuff. Guys out there, guys out there sporting girls and stuff like that, and you don't have a girl. Like, how you get to do that? Like, okay, I'll tell you what. You go home. you go home, brother. You're like, how you get to do that? Oh man, Hey, what the scriptures say? The fire prove it. What?
Yeah.
Nah, go ahead, quote it about you.
The furnace proved the soul by death. And then
It's the day of adversity.
Not that, Judah. Yeah, the furnace gonna prove the potter's vessel. So the potter makes the vessel. The potter makes the vessel, and he puts it in the furnace so it can dry up and heat and get hard. If it cracks, then he know that his dough, his Play-Doh and stuff is no good. So brothers in the midst of the strut, they cracking up. Like, wait a second, I can't tell you I'm having a hard time. I'm like, okay, this is a situation that let us not put you in the midst of it. Because everybody can't handle that type of situation. Of course, I'm out there ignoring it. I see the scriptures say the Most High be punishing people for that. Not for going after them, but for that type of behavior. So I already know. We used to see people out there and tell them about they shouldn't be out there like that. And the next thing you know, you see them a year later, they're pregnant, pushing a stroller. So you didn't listen. Them little dudes that you was chasing up and down the street, where they at now. So